done seen people that talk about God, but love is an action they don't want to do. It's easy to preach about love when you never consider commandments that apply to you. Why do we look at the heathen and think that Yahweh shall mercy a part of them too? Listen, the judgment that's written for all of the heathen. Don't jump in and leave out the blue. Innocent criminals guilty of killing a whole bunch of people they plead in the case. Just cause they saying how sorry they are, don't mean that their crime can just be erased. We gotta start treating nations the way that they treated our people when we was in chains. So they gotta do the same labor we did. The tables gonna turn, they'll do it in flames. Skillet be popping, grease be popping. Be not deceived, my music get bustin'. I ain't gotta talk about drugs or women or money, just listen, I ain't even cussing. I just figured that our people need more than to hire some judges to think that they stuntin'. I just be whipping these bars off the top of my head, the stove, I ain't even stuffing. Ain't even thinking of what I could do if I came in the Jew back when I was a child. Nation be cleaving the heathen, be thinking they really got soft, but they jocking our style. Fact that we still in captivity, thinking we thrive from pride right now is wild. I give all praise to Yahweh, I came on the scene, no sin, no pride, no gal. Easy to think about heavenly gifts when you sit around thinking you won't have no trials. The Lord say you must go through fire refined and brought out alive, but you think it's foul. It's clear that your Bible collecting the dust that sit on your dresser, not using the wow. Compared to your flesh, you and your Bible is covered in dirt and dust of the ground. We get around, crying aloud, bringing it out, pinning it down, hitting the scripture, quick as a trickster. Windows Vista, we killing it, mister. I ain't got hate in my heart for art. I love all my people that strive for the truth. Easy to vouch for the righteous, my people, the salt of the earth, and they bringing the juice. If you can't repent for your sin, then you never gonna win, and I'm out and I'm checking the deuce. Trying to conceal the knowledge about who we are, but the prophets be up on the roof. I had to pause for a round of applause cause that's what you can do. Not for the bars, but all of the laws that's given to you. Talking true potential, I've been out the window waving the flag of the Most High in Christ. Who instead of pushing, you ain't even looking, you too busy out here dabbing and strife. Wait till you step to the plate and you check out the sword of the spirit, but you got a knife. Piercing the doctrine and guts in the blood of these pastors, now trust me, you risking your life. Hold up, I done gave y'all too much of this. The flaming sword gotta wait, build up to this. The flames here too hot, apocalypse. If you think this whack, boy, shut your lips. Real rap, stone cold stunner up in this. Make you take a knee like Kaepernick. Take a record of the heat like Fitbit. Bars tight, trust me, it's no accident.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
We good? All right, shalom, Most High Christ bless. Shalom to all you brothers that's watching or may watch in the future. And shalom, Most High Christ bless to all the sisters. Today we're dealing with the topic of Thanksgiving. So let me, usually we like to go to Ezekiel or, to an opening scripture. Right now, let's go to Leviticus chapter 7. When it comes to the holiday called Thanksgiving, who are you giving thanks to and for what? Really? Like who and for what? Leviticus chapter 7 and verse 12.
Shalom. The book of Leviticus chapter 7 and verse 12. If he offer it for a thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and cakes mingled with oil of fine flour fried.
So y'all ain't doing that on Thanksgiving. Your secular Thanksgiving. Go ahead.
Besides the cakes, he shall offer for his offering leavened bread with the sacrifice of thanksgiving of his peace offerings. And of it he shall offer one out of the whole oblation for an heave offering unto the Lord. And it shall be the priest that sprinkleth the blood of the peace offerings.
All right, come on.
And the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings for thanksgiving shall be eaten the same day that it is offered. He shall not leave any of it until the morning.
Right, so and when you're keeping Thanksgiving, y'all not doing that.
Turkey sandwiches, ham sandwiches all week.
Yep. Leftover cabbage. All this stuff's supposed to be gone when you make an offering to the Lord. But you're not, well, I'm not going to say you're not. They think they are. They're not giving thanks to the Lord God of Israel. Our people are following the customs of the people, the oppressors of the planet. That's why this class is called Colonial Genocide, a.k.a. Thanksgiving.
Read the next verse. But if the sacrifice of his offering be a vow or a voluntary offering, it shall be eaten the same day that he offered his sacrifice. And on the morrow also the remainder of it shall be eaten.
Let me make a comment real quick. But it's not a voluntary offering.
That's why I wanted to read it.
Yeah, it's not. Because it's held on the fourth Thursday in the month of November. So it's not voluntary. Voluntary is when you're like, you know what, I love the Lord and I want to give him an offering. I want to show him how I care for him. That's not what this Thanksgiving is about. You okay? 17 too.
But the remainder of the flesh of the sacrifice on the third day shall be burnt with fire.
Mm-hmm. Are y'all doing that? No. 18 too.
And if any of the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings be eaten out at all on the third day, it shall not be accepted, neither shall it be imputed unto him that offereth it. It shall be an abomination, and the soul that eateth of it shall bear his iniquity.
Meaning, and that iniquity means sin. So if you got it for 3 days and you eat of it, you're in the midst of sin. But hey, God's law is done away with, so we don't have to read through his laws to see what he's talking about. Complete and utter madness, as Ozias would say. Now, let's go. We're hitting a lot of scholarship, y'all. It's not going to be many scriptures. Let's get right into it. Give me the first one. The Wikipedia Thanksgiving number 1. It's a lot of Mario. It's a lot.
Are we going in order?
Yeah, I put them in order. No, you got to search. You don't see Wiki? Yeah, it's 2 of them. It's a lot. It's a lot of them.
Thanksgiving. Just the read or first start with the first paragraph?
No, you can read it.
Thanksgiving is a national holiday celebrated on various dates in October and November in the United States, Canada, St. Lucia, Liberia, and unofficially in countries like Brazil and Germany. It is also observed in the Australian territory of Norfolk Island. It began as a day of giving thanks for the blessings of the harvest and of the preceding year. Various similarly named Harvest Festival holidays occur throughout the world during autumn. Although Thanksgiving has historical roots in religious and cultural traditions, it has long been celebrated as a secular holiday as well.
So, what do you see in that? What's strange in that right there?
It's not celebrated over the whole world.
But it's celebrated in many places. Look at that list. Look to the left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, read those.
History in Canada, United States, Australia, Brazil, Germany, Liberia, Netherlands, Philippines, St. Lucia, United Kingdom, United States, Grenada, Japan.
So right, so y'all couldn't hear him, but REA said Christianity is heavy in every one of these countries. So what are they following after? One of the underlying things here, because we're getting into today is all the atrocities, all the evil that these people have done in the name of Christianity and white supremacy. So how they're supposed to be celebrating the pilgrims and the natives coming together because the natives showed them how to survive. And they're supposed to be coming together having a feast. Why are you doing this in other countries? What the hell does this have to do with anything in other countries? Can't y'all see that? Why are these people keeping it?
They try to say in the last sentence, Thanksgiving has historical roots in religious and cultural traditions.
So,
I wonder what that is.
Yeah, so that's why we opened up with Leviticus 7. Because they're giving thanks for all the damn evil that they have done. Keep going, Roy.
History. Prayers of thanks and special Thanksgiving ceremonies are common among most religions, after harvest and at other times of the year. The Thanksgiving holiday's history in North America is rooted in English traditions dating from the Protestant Reformation.
Was that the first? Oh, that's the first one. It's still the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It also has aspects of a harvest festival, even though the harvest in New England occurs well before the late November date on which the modern Thanksgiving holiday is celebrated.
Right. So out of there, the Thanksgiving holiday history in North America is rooted in English traditions dating from the Protestant Reformation. What's the Protestant Reformation? It's reforming Christianity. So all of this stuff go hand in hand together. You got to ask yourself, why is it we all sit down and give thanks to God for this food? You got to ask yourself that. But our people, we don't ask the question. Huh?
On this exact day.
Yeah, on this exact day.
You're giving your thanks at your own will.
All right, give me the second one.
I didn't finish
Oh, it's
this.
up there? Oh, my bad.
I didn't finish this one. Well, at least not the underline red. In the English tradition, days of Thanksgiving and special Thanksgiving, religious services became important during the English Reformation. In the reign of Henry VIII, before 1536, there were 95 church holidays, plus every Sunday, when people were required to attend church and forego work.
That's something within itself, because that's, they changed that canon number 29. They changed the Sabbath to Sunday. Go ahead.
Though the 1536 reforms in the Church of England reduced the number of holidays in the liturgical calendar to 27.
Yeah, because there were 95. They reduced the number to 27. They must have been making stuff up. Like, just make up anything. We're going to celebrate this day.
Same thing they do now.
Mm-hmm.
The Puritan party of the Anglican Church wished to eliminate all church holidays apart from the weekly Lord's Day.
Yeah, because you understand that's Sunday.
Including the evangelical feast of Christmas and Easter. Puritan Sabbatarianism. The holidays were to be replaced by specially called days of fasting and days of Thanksgiving, in response to events that the Puritans viewed as acts of special providence. Unexpected disasters or threats of judgment from on high called for days of fasting.
Right, so they had many days or many feast days. 95, that's a lot of freaking feast days. That's like 3 straight months. That's crazy. 3 months of feast days. And they wanted to do away with the feast of Christmas, which ain't that ain't biblical either. And Easter isn't biblical either. They can do away with them as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so now, next, we're going into the scholarship. This book is called The History of the Jews. That's the name of this book. And I go to the first page. Or go to number 1. They're numbered 1 through whatever. There's 2 main sources we're going to use. We're going to use a bunch of sources, but the 2 main ones is this one, and then at the end we're going to go through, what's the name of the book? Open Veins of Latin America. And all these books, they right here.
Appendix. The 10 tribes who were carried captive by the king of Assyria have been lost for more than 2,000 years. Various conjectures have been formed, both by Jews and Christians, respecting the place of their residence, some of which shall be briefly mentioned.
Right, so this is the book. The book is called The History of the Jews, and they go through a whole, thousands of years of history of the Jews, or who they think are the Jews. But all the way in the back, they're telling you about what happened to the 10 tribes, what they think happened to the 10 tribes. That's what we're reading now. Manasseh ben Israel, go ahead.
Manasseh ben Israel, in a work styled The Hope of Israel, has attempted to prove that American natives were the descendant of the 10 tribes.
And the reason he did that is because you had people coming back from the Americas and telling him they ran into Israelites while they were in the Americas. So not saying that every single tribe here is Israel, but that Israel is over here keeping the commandments, or to a certain extent, keeping the commandments. Like they understood feast days. Go ahead.
This opinion has been adopted by some Christian writers, particularly by James Adar Esquire, a trader with the Indians and resident in the country for 40 years. He was a most careful observer of the whole economy, both public and private.
Next one, are you?
No, I still got it up here.
No, they split. They split right there.
Oh, you have them as two different on class? Okay.
Yeah.
And had the best opportunity of knowing it, without much danger of deception. In a work entitled The History of the American Indians, he concludes his observations on their origin and descent as follows. From the most exact observations I can make in the long time I traded among the Indian Americans, I was forced to believe them lineally descended from the Israelites, either while they were a maritime power or soon after the general captivity. The last, however, is the most probable. Had the 9 tribes in a
It's split on our end.
Nah, let's see what you got.
You read all the way down to the bottom from our screenshot.
Oh, you gotta, yeah, because you gotta keep up. I know it's tough because he reading right through it, but
Gotcha.
you'll catch up. You'll catch up.
From the most exact observations I can make in the long time I traded among the Indian Americans, I was forced to believe them lineally descended from the Israelites, either while they were a maritime power or soon after their general captivity. The last, however, is the most probable.
Yeah, so he's getting ready to get into that, where he really thinks that they came from. Go ahead.
Had the 9 tribes and a half of Israel, which were carried off by Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, and settled in Media, continued there long. It is very probable.
So you going to the?
By
Was that the end of that one?
intermarrying
Yeah, by intermarrying.
among the Indian Americans, I was forced to believe them. Oh, my bad. This is, no, I'm trying to see where I left off
Because the next one goes, it's in the red.
intermarrying with the natives
Yeah.
and from their natural fickleness and proneness to idolatry
Mm.
and the force of example that they would have adopted and bowed before the gods of
Next one.
the
That might be.
When I switched it, he messed up a little bit on his reading.
Nah, I'm trying to see where it connects. You
Oh,
you
no,
jumped
it
ahead
doesn't.
Before I got to the end of that.
It doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't.
Turned it to where like once you get to a certain point, I'll switch it over so by the time you get to reading that next part, it'll already be on the screen. But I guess you messed up on whatever part of reading that you were reading, you went back and then started rereading it, and then that's when it already switched over on my series.
You're good. I mean, I finished that last slide. We're picking up on the next one.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't have the top. I don't know why. Oh, I probably didn't want it. So, go to the next one. You'll see
Start at first.
it's got, yeah. And we're going to read these verses, too. Matter of fact, well, let's... Ari, will you hit the verses?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, go to that. Go to Numbers 1. We're going to read this first, and then I'll tell you when to stop.
First, all the Israelites were divided into tribes and had chiefs over them. So the Indians divide themselves. Each tribe forms a little community within the nation.
Mm-hmm.
As a nation hath its particular symbol, so each tribe hath the badge from which it is denominated. The shechem of each tribe is a necessary party in conveyances and treaties to which he affixes the mark of his tribe.
Right, so Numbers 2 and 2. Well, I got Numbers 1 and 52, and then Numbers 2 and 2, but they're pretty much the same.
I thought that said 62.
No, it's 52.
So these dudes, they have read the scriptures, and they know what they talking about. Numbers 1 and 52. Yep.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 52. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard throughout their hosts.
Right, that's what he was explaining right there. Now, chapter 2 and verse 2.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 2 and verse 2. Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard, with the ensign of their father's house, far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch.
So this is talking about, in particular right here, is talking about the 12 tribes. But even within the tribes, you have different fathers, and so they're still pitching by their fathers. That's what he's trying to explain in this scholarship right here. What else we got right there?
If we go from nation to nation among them, we shall not find one.
It's still on the same.
Yeah, he took it off the screen.
Oh, okay.
If we go from nation to nation among them, we shall not find one who does not lineally distinguish himself by his respective family.
Right, okay. You can go to the next one. Still in the appendix. Well, that's where we're at anyway. The appendix is about the 10 tribes.
Were ordered to worship at Jerusalem Jehovah, the true and living God, who by the Indians is styled Yahweh. If you was to like find some old video with them dancing and stuff or speaking, and they'd be saying Yahweh. The ancient heathens, it is well known, worship a plurality of gods, various as the countries they inhabited, and as numerous with some as the days of the year. But the Indian Americans pay their religious devour to the great beneficent, supreme Holy Spirit of fire.
Hold on, let me hit that scripture. Holy Spirit of fire.
Want me to read it or pull it up? Oh, your mic is off, boy.
All right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 24. For the Lord thy God is a consuming fire, even a jealous God.
Right, that's what they mean by the Holy Spirit of fire.
Who resides, as they think, above the clouds and on earth, also with unpolluted people.
Unpolluted people. Go ahead.
He is with them, the sole author of all animated and vegetable nature. They do not pay the least perceivable worship to any image or to dead persons, neither to the celestial luminaries, nor evil spirits, nor any created being whatsoever.
So they're going by, it's showing they're going by the commandments. Right. Like, so basically, like the end of that right there is talking about Exodus 20, 5 and 6. You shall have no other gods before me. All right, what's the next one?
They do not pay the least perceivable. Oh, I read that. 3D.
3D, yeah.
Agreeably to the theocracy or divine government of Israel, the Indians think the deity to be the immediate head of their state. All the nations of Indians are exceedingly intoxicated with religious pride and having an inexpressible contempt of the white people.
Uh-oh. But but y'all getting together on the fourth Thursday of the month, celebrating what was supposed to be a love fest between the natives and white people. White people. Go ahead.
They used to call us in their war orations the accursed people.
Hold up. Oh, I do have a scripture right there. You going to it?
I mean, it's easy. I got it. If I get a little fatigued, I'll let you know. The book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
So the people of Idumea are the people of the curse. So, they recognize them then.
When did the Lord come bring his sword upon Edom?
Hasn't done it yet.
When? Oh no, they murdered.
So but they said that they call them the accursed people. So their judgment hadn't come yet. They still, they overran the natives. All right, back to the scholarship.
But they flatter themselves with the name of the beloved people, because their supposed ancestors, as they affirm, were under the immediate government of the deity, who was present with them in a very peculiar manner, and directed them by prophets, while the rest of the world were aliens and outlaws to the covenant.
Ooh.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's something tough right there, ain't it? All right, what we got next?
Where do we start this at?
Start where he always calls.
He always calls them the beloved or holy people, agreeably to the Hebrew epithet Ami, my people. During the theocracy of Israel, he urges them with great energy to imitate their virtuous ancestors, and flourishes upon their beloved land, which flow with milk and honey. It is their opinion of the theocracy, or that God chose them out of all the rest of mankind as his peculiar people.
Oh, so hold on. Hosea 1. We're going to hit Hosea 1 and 2. But he's referring to Lo Ami, which is prophecy concerning Northern Kingdom. Hosea chapter 1 and verse. That's a little root of my. I can see better with my glasses on. Verse Verse 9. Damn, it was right there. I don't know why I didn't see it.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 9. Then said God, call his name Lo-Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God.
So that Lo-Ami means ye are not my people, right? And jump over to chapter 2. And verse 1. Yeah.
Say ye unto your brethren, Ami, and to your sisters, Ruamah.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts.
So, like the dude is saying here, that Israel, Northern Kingdom Israel, is prone to idolatry. He's referring back to this right here. But in the end, like in the days that we're in now, our people are repenting and coming back. Jump down to verse 7, because this is what comes into the mind of our people now. The ones that the remnant that the Lord is going to save, this is what comes into your mind.
The book of Hosea, chapter 2 and verse 7. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband.
See, go and return to my first husband. Christ is married to Israel. Go ahead.
For then was it better with me than now.
Go ahead.
For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof.
All right, drop that. Jump down to verse 19.
Verse 19. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. Yeah, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness, and in judgment, and in loving kindness, and in mercy.
So betrothed, and then until when? Until that marriage. That's in Revelation. Keep going.
I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Lord. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. And the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say to them which were not my people, Thou art my people, and they shall say, Thou art my God.
Right. So he told them that you will no longer be my people, meaning they will be Gentiles. But he's going to sow them back to him again for that marriage. 1 Peter 2.
This don't say low army. Like you said, army means my people, and then low army means not my people.
Yeah.
I gotta put the verses on the screen. But
First Peter 2 and verse 10.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 10. Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Yeah. Yeah. You cannot sneak no other people in there. Only the seed of Israel. The seed of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then the 12 sons. That's who. Now, Arya, give me the next picture. I don't know which one is that.
I had to go away from my brother who asked me to put me on the screen, verse on the screen. I think it's that one was 8. We on 9 now.
Okay. It should say 5th. On the screen itself, it should say 5th. Yeah. Because he's given 10 reasons why he knows that they're the children of Israel.
Fifth, they count time after the manner of the Hebrews. They divide the year into spring, summer, autumn, or the falling of the leaf, and winter.
Mm-hmm.
They number their years from any of these 4 periods, for they have no name for a year, and they subdivide these and count the year by lunar months, like the Israelites.
Yeah, lunar months, like the Israelites.
Who reckon by moons. The number and regular periods of the Indians' religious feasts is a good historical proof that they counted time by and observed a weekly Sabbath long after their arrival on the American continent.
Weekly, they keep a weekly Sabbath too. Go ahead. What they call it, Sabado? But that's Spanish. That's Spanish.
Saturday. Mm-hmm. They began their year at the first appearance of the first new moon of the vernal equinox.
At the first appearance of the first moon of the vernal equinox.
And the moon was dark.
Yeah.
The first appearance, it was coming from darkness.
Yes.
According to the ecclesiastical year of Moses.
All right. Next one.
It's already up.
Oh, okay.
7th?
Yeah.
Oh, you skipped? Okay. 7th. The ceremonies of the Indians and their religious worship are more after the Mosaic institution than of pagan imitation. Which could not be if the majority of the old nation were of heathenish descent.
Go ahead.
They are utter strangers to all the gestures practiced by pagans in their religious rites. According to Mr. Adair, the American Indians have, like the Hebrews, a sacred ark, in which are kept various holy vessels. It is, says he, worthy of notice that they never place the ark on the ground, nor sit on the bare earth while they are carrying it against the enemy. On hilly ground, where stones are plenty, they place it on them, but in level land, short legs always resting themselves on the same materials. They have also as strong a faith of the power and holiness of their ark.
Oh, no. No, we got to hit that scripture. Deuteronomy 31 and verse 26.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, and you said 26?
Mm-hmm.
And 26. Take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee.
And you know what's fun about this? Because they have Ethiopian synagogues, and they got the Ethiopian Bibles with a bunch of extra stuff in there. But have y'all heard? The Ethiopians have the Ark of the Covenant.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw an interview with them one time in a synagogue. It's not the Ark of the Covenant. It's a replica. They have a replica of the Ark of the Covenant. And what he's saying right here is that the natives had it too. Right? Were we done on that page?
Yeah.
We still have some left.
You went to the new page, so we're done with the one we just were on.
Okay, it should say First Chronicles on the page.
Yep.
Yeah.
Starting halfway through the page.
What, 8th?
Halfway through 7. There was more on 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Indian Ark is deemed so sacred and dangerous to touch, either by their own sanctified warriors or the spoiling enemy, that neither of them dare meddle with it on any account.
That's so funny, because if y'all want to read a funny story, just look up the word. Go to your Bible app and look up Emrods. EMRODS. That's what those, when the heathen touched the ark, all of them got hemorrhoids. They was like, yo, take your ark back. Goodness. All right, go.
It is not to be handled by any except the chieftain and his waiter, under penalty of incurring great evil, nor would the most inadvertent enemy dare to touch it. The leader virtually acts the part of the priest of war, pro tempore, in imitation of the Israelites fighting under the divine military banner.
Where you at?
Just the bottom of 7.
Yeah, so when in Joshua, Israel went and attacked Jericho, and they had the Ark of the Covenant with them. Whenever Israel would go out to war, they would have the Ark of the Covenant, because the Lord was with us. And in that covenant, he said he going to defend Israel. No man can come stand before you. All that goes right back to, like, when we go to Deuteronomy 28, them first few verses. Because the Lord was with Israel when we were obedient during the time of David and Solomon. All right, let's back to the book.
You want the First Chronicles? You want the First Chronicles?
Oh, yeah.
The book of First Chronicles, chapter 13 and verse 9. And when they came unto the threshing floor of Shidon, Uzzah put forth his hand to hold the ark, for the oxen stumbled. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and he smote him because he put his hand to the ark, and there he died before God.
Yeah, you were not even supposed to touch it. And he was what? He was a Levite. He had to be of the priesthood because they were the ones that carried it. Man, put him to death. All right, go ahead.
Back to the book.
Yeah. Go back to
The 8th. The Israelites had cities of refuge for those who killed a person unawares. And in like manner, each of the Indian nations have either a house or town of refuge, which is a sure asylum to protect a manslayer or the unfortunate captive if they once enter into it.
Yeah, because if you kill somebody and it wasn't on purpose, you could flee. You could go to one of these sanctuaries. It's funny how they have natives that they can go and hide out in sanctuary cities. What do you call them? They call them illegal aliens. Yeah, they have refuge. They have sanctuary cities. It's all that stuff based off of this too, off the scriptures. And also, a stranger, like if their master was abusing them, could flee. That's what he was saying too. They could flee and not get sent back to their master. Where was all this stuff when we were in captivity, man? When did they apply this stuff to us in captivity? They want all the grapes and want you to make the wine and then sell it to you too. Damn. All right, where we at?
Last sentence. In every Indian nation, there are several peaceable towns called Old Beloved, Ancient Holy, and White towns, which appear to have been formerly towns of refuge. Right.
That's nice. That's good. Oh, there's another scripture there too, right? Numbers 35. Numbers 35 and 11.
The book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 11. Then ye shall appoint the cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which killeth any person at unawares. And it shall be unto you cities for refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer die not until he stand before the congregation in judgment. And of these cities which ye shall give, 6 cities shall ye have for refuge. Ye shall give 3 cities on this side Jordan, and 3 cities shall ye give in the land of Canaan, which shall be cities of refuge.
Go ahead. 15, the last one. I got it highlighted all the way down to 25, all the different laws associated with that.
I got that all the way down to 28.
These 6 cities shall be a refuge, both for the children of Israel and for the stranger, and for the sojourner among them, that everyone that killeth any person unawares may flee thither.
You know what? This is funny because you know how our Christian brothers will try to use the commandments to say that the other nations can be saved. They'll go like, see, there's one law for Israel and one law for the stranger. That means everybody has to abide by these same laws, man. That's all that means. Even the stranger can run to the city of refuge. The stuff that they come up with, man, it is goofy.
And what they do to us here in America, if we were trying to flee because of abusive masters, they send the dogs after you.
Yep, and they send catchers after you too. And they always been like that.
Send the sheriff after you.
When the Babylonians came to destroy Israel and carry Israel, southern kingdom captive, remember Obadiah said they was the ones that cut us off and wouldn't let us flee. So the Babylonians would take us. Goodness. All right, where we at on?
That's the last one.
That is? Oh, sweet. Sweet. So, so we went to this book, The History of the Jews, first and foremost, just to show how that the natives are here. I mean, not natives, but the children of Israel are here scattered among other people. Not just North America, but Central and South America also. Second Esdras. We got to hit Second Esdras 13. Second Esdras 13 and 40.
The book of Second Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea, the king whom Salmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So he carried them over the waters, meaning the Euphrates River. Carried the northern kingdom over the Euphrates River into that land, the land of the Medes over there. That's kind of like the border between like Iran and Russia. Up in that area. Carried us across the water. Go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land.
So there's evidence that they were keeping some of them, but for how long before they went into madness? Because they also found artifacts on this side of the earth that come from Assyria.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
Mm-hmm.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Go ahead.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of 1.5 years, and the same region is called Arsareth.
Right. So it's Arsareth, not Africa, because you got those Israelites that say, no, none of these people over here was Israel. They went to Africa. So they got on ships, they got on boats now, and it took them 1.5 years to get to Africa. It didn't take 1.5 years for them to get carried over to the other side of the Euphrates. That's madness. Keep going though. Keep going.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come.
Right now. Go ahead.
The highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace.
Right. And so them springs is not talking about they're not going to get on ships and go across the water again. The stream is going to be them returning in spirit and repenting. And then the Lord is going to bring them. That's why, go back to verse 39. He's physically going to take Israel and bring them back.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him.
Mm-hmm. So Christ is gathering. That's that highway back, or the streams to come back. That's in other prophecies too. All right, you can drop 2 Ezra. Now we're going to the book called The Critical Review or Annals of Literature. Some of these books y'all have heard me use before, but not in this particular way that I'm using them now. It's certain things that I'm pulling out. So you showed the cover. Now go to the next page. Start at where it said these Negroes. And to whoever's watching, those are S's. It looks like a F, but it's actually an S. So don't get confused.
Starting halfway through the paragraph. These Negroes were purchased in Guinea, Congo, and Mani Congo, and these colonists had plantations furnished with from 150 to 3,000 Negro slaves.
You see that it said colonists. Colonists, like the title to this class. Go ahead.
In the beginning of the 16th century, the Spaniards and Portuguese began to transport Negroes for familiar labors to the West Indies and Brazils, by which the Negro trade was rapidly increased.
Mm-hmm.
The Spaniards, on their first settling in the West Indies, immediately treated the natives of the part of the globe according to the Pope's instruction. They divided them by families or districts among themselves as slaves.
So you see that? When the Spaniards and the Portuguese came over here, they took the native Indians and made them slaves. And then they got permission from the Pope to do it. We're gonna hit that at the end of the class. But the first thing they did, they took over the native Indians and made them slaves. Then just a few years later, they started bringing brothers from Africa and Europe first, bringing them over here and making them slaves. Keep going. Go to the next one.
I'm already there.
Oh, okay.
Starting at the top,
Indians were now forced.
yeah, that's not the next one I got. Yeah, I don't think Indians were now forced to dive for pearls, to wash gold sod, and to work gold and silver mines for their new masters. They were often carried far from their native homes, and in short, they were so miserably fed and used. And in a short time, these countries were entirely depopulated. In order to supply that loss, the Spaniards carried off the other Indians who were not yet subdued by stratagem force or force. Stratagem. Okay.
Where you at? Where you at?
It's not. You don't have it in there. It's not in there.
Oh, damn. Sorry about that.
Especially from the Lucayes Islands, the Spanish court at last prohibited those violences, but the Spaniards soon found means for evading the orders of their court. They decried the Indians in Europe as the most sanguinary race of savages. I'm almost at the bottom now. On which Ferdinand repealed his former orders and bade them carry off these cannibals by force from their native places, and to treat and sell them as slaves. With a great deal of pains and dangers, the Spaniards now carried away the numbers of laborers.
So one of the things that they did was they would separate you. So they come into this land, take the people over, and it's hard to do that because, like, for example, look at Israel trying to take over Gaza, right? You have what is called guerrilla warfare or insurgency. It's hard to defeat people on their land. So what they would do, they would take them captive and then move them all around. They'll move them to different states, different countries, and displace them so that they would not know where they are and would not, be able to escape. Because a lot of them escaped and went into mountains and stuff. Went and hid. All right, the last one, how are you?
I'm already in.
Oh. Okay. We're good.
The management of the sugar plantations in St. Thomas and Madeira with such success that both these islands lost their sugar trade, and the Portuguese were enabled to monopolize the slave trade.
Yeah, monopolize the slave trade.
Yeah. Towards the latter end of the 16th century, the Brazils annually received 28,000 Negro slaves from Angola only.
Hold on. So the latter end of the 16th century is the 1500s. They got permission in 1505, something like that, from the Pope to be able to take these countries over and to put these people into slavery. And they went into Angola first. So the majority of the brothers and sisters you see in Brazil, they came from Angola, which is below, what's the country? Below Cameroon. All right, go ahead.
And some of its planters are said to have possessed of not less than 10,000 slaves and 18 sugar works. Even then, they used to mark the slaves with hot irons. And they also employed Brazilians carried off by force from the inland parts of the country. The permissions for this kidnapping and carrying off the natives into slavery were openly sold by the Portuguese governors. And these licensed kidnappers fetched their commodities from the most inaccessible forest and wilderness. To the end of the 16th century, the Negroes' slave trade was carried on only by Portuguese and Spanish merchants who fetched their slaves from the Portuguese settlements. When the Portuguese became subjects to Spain under Philip II, they engrossed the whole Spanish Negro trade to themselves.
Right. So you have remember 1619. You had they said the first ship with slaves came to Newport News. Remember that 1619? No, we went there. We went there. They had this big celebration. 1619. They had the plaque and everything. It was right there about it. Yeah. So that's what they were saying, that first ship came to the United States. No, Spain had Florida. That wasn't a part of the 13 colonies. They already had slaves on the land on this continent, but that was under British control. Newport News, that was under British control. That was one of the colonies. But you had the Spanish-American War. They were fighting each other over what do you call it? Domination. They were fighting each other over domination of these islands and the slave trade so that they could make money. And who won at the end? The British. But anyway, that's what I was talking about. It was the Portuguese was first, then the Spanish. That's why in Brazil, what they speak?
Portuguese.
Yes, Portuguese. And then the rest of the places, they speak Spanish. And then some other different languages. You know, you got like the British, what's it called? The Indies. I can't remember right now.
You talking about the islands?
Yeah.
Patois.
No. I mean British. There's a couple of them islands, they call it.
The British Virgin Islands?
Yeah, so you like the British Virgin Islands. Then you got
St. Thomas?
Yeah, St. Thomas. One part is British, the other part is
French.
something else. Yeah.
St. Martin.
They were all fighting over control for the slave trade and to monopolize, business, to make money. And they got filthy rich. And then tell you, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. All right, that's it for that book, right?
Yeah.
Next one is, oh yeah, I think I have it as smallpox. Y'all just gonna love this story. The residents of Plymouth and the natives. So show the book.
What's the Hebrew Israelites' last name?
Mm-hmm.
What's the Hebrew Israelites' last name?
Dwayne, what's?
Bradford.
Wow, he might be a Bradford for real. All right. Start at the bottom where it said this spring. So he's going into the story of how they gave them smallpox. And listen to what they say, man.
From Bradford's History of Plymouth Plantation, 1606 to 1646. This spring, also, those Indians that lived about their trading house.
About. So this English is a little different, too. This is when they was starting to change it.
About their trading house, there fell sick of the smallpox and died most miserably, for a sore disease cannot befall them.
So when they came over here, when the white man came over here, the English man came over here, they brought disease with them. And they're going to use it as a weapon. Next one. Oh, you already got it up?
They feared it more than the plague, for usually they that have this disease have them in abundance. And for want of bedding and linen and other helps, they fall into a lamentable condition.
So hold on. I got to say this too. So they fear the smallpox more than they fear the plague. The plague was right before this too. Why? Because of their hygiene. They were putting people to death, calling them witches, locking people in houses and stuff, and didn't know that they were catching a disease from freaking rats.
Bro, I saw a video. They said, bro, England back in the day must have stunk. Boy.
Yeah, they believe because the scripture said something Paul wrote about it's not the outside, it's the inside. It's something that cleanse you. Something about cleaning. And so they refused to take baths.
Not what goes in you that defiles you, but what comes out.
No, it wasn't that. It's another verse somewhere, but they use that verse to say that to not bathe.
I think I read they bathe like once a week, or either their version.
No, Queen Isabella bathed once in her lifetime. Queen Isabella, once in her lifetime.
And they would just add makeup, and herbs and stuff to help you smell better.
I got all that stuff in these books, man.
I remember learning in school they used to do that with eggs too. There was some kind of like festival they used to do. They would take everything out of the egg and put something to smell good in it and throw them at people. It was one of the festivals. I learned that in English class.
Wow.
But yeah.
You know, if in the 13th tribe, the book of the 13th tribe, talking about the modern day Jewish people, their king, y'all heard of King Bulan. They used to wear their underwear until it fell off of them. And they used to eat lice. And these are people that run the world today. They act like they so smart. You can do nothing unless the Lord gives it to you, allows you to have it.
You know how long it takes for drawers to fall off?
I have no idea.
Imagine how long
They had that stuff on.
There's some other celebrities that said what? They ain't wash their kids till they saw the dirt get on their skin, until they actually seen them getting dirty.
Right, it's this white dude. They said he don't use soap. He just put water.
Yes.
White boy, by the way.
Anyway, pick up where you was at.
As they lie on their hard mats, the pox breaking and mattering, and running one into another, the skin cleaving by reason thereof, to the mats they lie on.
You hear that? So that pox is making their skin fall off and it's cleaving to whatever it touches. Go ahead.
When they turn them, a whole side will flee at once.
God.
As it were.
Almost cuss right there. The skin, this flesh is falling off of them. That's what that pox did to them. They bought that with them, but this was on purpose. Watch them. Keep going.
And they will be all of a gore blood, most fearful to behold. And then, being very sore, what with could and other distempers, they die like rotten sheep. It sound like that. The king and the apocryphal. What the condition of?
Oh, you talking about Antiochus Epiphanes? Yeah.
The condition of this people was so lamentable, and they fell down so generally of the disease, as they were in the end not able to help on another, no, not to make a fire, nor to fetch a little water to drink, nor any to bury the dead, but would strive as long as they could, and when they could procure no other means to make fire, they would burn the wooden trays and dishes they ate their meat in, and their houses.
This picture blurry.
Yeah, we got to make it through it, though, because I don't know where the book is anymore. I still have the pictures, though.
And they could procure no other means to make fire, they would burn any wooden trays and dishes they ate their meat in, and their very bows and arrows, and some would crawl out on all four to get a little water, and sometimes die by the way.
Damn.
And not be able to get in again. But those of the English house, though at first they were afraid of the infection, yet seeing their woeful and sad condition, and hearing their pitiful cries and lamentations, they had compassion of them, and daily fetched them wood and water, and made them fires, and got them victuals whilst they lived, and buried them when they died. For very few of them escaped.
Very few. So that means very few overcame the illness, the sickness. Go ahead.
For very few of them escaped, notwithstanding they did what they could for them, to the hazard of themselves. The chief Shechem himself now died, and almost all his friends and kindred. But by the marvelous goodness and providence of God, not one of the English was so much as sick.
But by the goodness and providence of God, no, y'all the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, and you got a job to do.
Yeah, used to smell like booty punch.
Or in the
But now they
least,
bought that with them over the ocean. but not so much as one of the English house was as much sick.
Or in the least measure tainted with this disease.
But then you'll get that foolish Negro that's like that pastor that said that the black man wouldn't be nothing if it wasn't for the white man, if he hadn't come and put us in slavery.
Mm.
Sound like Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, it's usually the image that pops up in my mind, except I saw that pastor when he said that. All right. That's one of the first books I bought. I had got that book 8 or 9 years ago. Excuse me. Now, to the indigenous people's history of the United States. I think I cut this short. There's a lot of stuff in these books. It's a lot, and we're reading through a lot. We've been through like what, 20 pages already?
Something like that.
Let's say 16 pages, so it's more than that.
No, it says 15.
Oh, 15. Okay.
We're not even halfway through yet.
All right.
An Indigenous Peoples, History of the United States by Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz.
Yeah, she's really good. She's an Edomite. She thinks she's a native though on her mama's side. But hey, she gonna bring the truth out? So be it.
We have some people at the job like that.
The story is well known. In 1492, Columbus sailed with 3 ships on his first voyage at the behest of Ferdinand, King of Aragon, and Isabella, Queen of Castile.
Isabella, Queen of Castile, that's the one that she took one bath in her entire life. All praise to the Most High for telling us we got to be sanctified. Give me, let's go Exodus real quick, man. I don't think about it. Exodus 19. Exodus 19 and verse 10.
The book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes.
See, so that we had to be cleansed and wash our clothes. Like, you can't go before the Lord and be filthy. What? They just, when they went to the New Testament, they just forgot all about, let's not go back into the commandments and see what God is calling cleanliness.
Sister told, lady told me in the group yesterday that these were the burdens our forefathers couldn't bear, the laws of Moses. The question I asked, I ain't gonna get off topic, but she had no rebuttal for the question I asked. I said, "This was too hard. This was too much of a burden."
There was something about
Yeah. I said, "This was a burden."
Hey, since we're right here. I got to bring this out. It's verse 15. 14 and 15.
Verse 14. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. Mm-hmm. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the 3rd day, come not at your wives.
This is the only time you ever see a commandment to not have sex with your wife. And then when you get to Leviticus,
of course,
if she's on her flowers, no. Oh, Lord will beat you down because of that.
Or after she gives birth, the male.
Oh yeah, her days of purification. All right, back to the scholarship. You was at Queen of Castile.
The marriage of Ferdinand.
Hold on. Oh yeah. Google. Queen of Isabella, when did she wash? Just so y'all don't think I'm lying. Or if I'm just a little off, we can prove it.
Oh, it says twice.
The queen, the claim that Isabella.
Hold on. Use your mic, man.
claim that Queen Isabella I of Castile only washed twice is a popular legend, but is likely an exaggeration. She may have only had 2 full baths, but she likely washed her body more frequently with other methods. And daily bathing was not customary in the 15th century.
We know that.
Some sources claim the legend originated from her vowing not to wash or change her shift until the fall of Granada. In the 15th century, people believed bathing could be harmful.
When is the 15th century?
The 1400s.
Okay, so when did they take over Christianity? And them doctrines started popping up. When was Martin Luther born? Like 1501 or something like that. With them people come all kinds of madness. All right, let's get back to it, man. Where we at? Queen of Castile.
The marriage of Ferdinand and Isabella in 1469 had led to the merger of their kingdoms into what would become the core of the Spanish state. Columbus planted a colony of 40 of his men on Hispaniola.
So when he came,
Dominican Republic.
Yeah, when he came the first time, went to the DR, and he left 40 of his men there.
And Haiti. And returned to Spain with indigenous slaves and gold. In 1493, Columbus returned to the Caribbean with 17 ships, more than 1,000 men and supplies.
Hold on. So his first time coming, he done stole some people and carried them back into slavery, made them slaves. That's why y'all always hear me say the transatlantic slave trade started with that double right there. Go ahead.
He found that the men he had left on the first trip had subsequently been killed by the indigenous inhabitants. After planting another settlement, Columbus returned to Spain with 400 Arawak slaves.
See, and took some more slaves.
With 7 ships, Columbus returned to the Caribbean in 1498, reaching what is now Venezuela. And he made a 4th and final voyage in 1502, this time touching the Caribbean coast of Central America. In 1513, Vasco Núñez de Balboa crossed the Isthmus of Panama and charted the Pacific coast of the Americas.
Well, you can drop that.
Greek is a nationality, y'all, by the way. Greek is a nationality.
All right. Lies my teacher told me. Yeah, that was Indigenous Peoples' History of the United States. Now we're in Lies My Teacher Told Me. So everybody's saying the same thing. It's got to be a ton of scholarship out here on all the things that went down. Like this book right here called, I got sitting on the desk, called Virgin Land. I have yet to crack that book open. I've had it like 8 years.
Lies My Teacher Told Me. Everything Your American History Textbook Got Wrong by James W. Lowen.
All right. Started typically.
Typically, after discovering an island and encountering a tribe of American Indians new to them, the Spaniards would read aloud in Spanish what came to be called the requirement.
See, so, which came from either the queen or the king. So before they would overcome you, they would read you this thing first.
Miranda rights?
Man, look at how these people operate. But now they got the people that they have overcome, they got sitting down, eating turkey and ham and calling it Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving for what?
It's their Thanksgiving.
Right, their Thanksgiving to their gods, the feast of their gods. How you look celebrating that? Hold on, give me Numbers 25 and 1.
The book of Numbers, chapter 25.
Hold on. Leviticus. Let me double check. It might be. It might be Numbers. Yeah, it's Numbers. It's Numbers.
The book of Numbers, chapter 25 and verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
With the daughters of Moab. This is how brothers be getting caught up. Marrying women of other nations, and then they convince you to keep these holy days of the other nations. Like, what would be crazy if a brother now marry a woman that's not of Israel and starts keeping these days like this? This is exactly what the Lord warned us about, being with women of other nations. It's not our people, not keeping our commandments. Go ahead.
And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods.
Thanksgiving. Their thanksgivings. Go ahead.
And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal-peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
Right, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. So it don't matter what the name or the people call their God, it's still Baal. It's a damn double. You can drop this. Now read the yellow highlighted part. Yellow.
Here
highlighted.
is one version.
No, we're still on the same one.
He put it back on the screen.
Verses up. 'Cause
Oh,
he
okay.
asked me to put the verses up.
Okay, I got you.
It's coming up in a second.
I implore you to recognize the church as a lady, and in the name of the Pope, take the king as Lord of this land and obey his mandate.
Picture that. They're gonna come on you. They're gonna come on your land and just take over.
And in reading it in a foreign language.
Right. So
it's not
you
even
can't
giving them a fair
understand.
chance. Even if you were to agree. If you do not do it, I tell you that with the help of God, I will enter powerfully against you all. I will make war everywhere in every way that I can. I will subject you to the yoke and obedience to the church and to his majesty.
What the hell church was that? The church of Caesar Borgia? Pope Nicholas V?
I will take your women and children and make them slaves.
Damn, son. Where is that in the Bible? We do have a decree like that. But you got to get the people, you got to ask them, do they want war or no? That's in Deuteronomy 20.
It's another example of First Kings where no, never mind. I was thinking about when it was either Solomon or his son, when they was trying to build the temple of the Lord, and he went to that country and he basically killed everybody, and whoever was left he took them as slaves. I was thinking about that.
No, that would have to be on our land.
Yeah.
We didn't go into other people's places.
The deaths and injuries that you will receive from here on will be your own fault, and not that of his majesty nor of the gentlemen that accompany me.
Oh my goodness. It didn't try to sound artistic with it. You the devil. The devil. All right, read the green part now.
Having thus satisfied their consciences by offering the Native Americans a chance to convert to Christianity,
Oh my God.
the Spaniards then felt free to do whatever they wanted with the people they had just discovered.
Yeah, it was like slamming the babies against rocks, raping the women, doing anything you can think of. The same stuff you see the Israelis doing to the Palestinians is the exact same stuff that they did. All of them are colonizers. They are colonizers.
I have the next one pulled up as well, but that'd be great.
What, about the scalping? Okay. Just for those that don't know, the Indians are not the ones that started scalping. Scalping came from Europe.
Eleazar said, did y'all go to Deuteronomy? Oh, he said, does Deuteronomy 28:32 apply to what we were just talking about?
28.
And 32.
Women and children.
Yeah.
I mean, all these were curses. All these were. I'm sure all these were punishments for us going off in some type of way, some form of fashion.
And the 2028 not just a one-time thing. This happened
Over and over and over.
again.
Right, because I mean, if their history is telling any truth, we know a lot of natives were into idolatry.
Yeah,
At
you
that
have.
time, so
So you have from 15 up until about 42 is pretty general. But once you get to the stranger that is among you shall get very high, that's going into the time of Christ. That's going into Herod and his descendants ruling. They rose up and ruled over Israel, or ruled over Judah. And as you read down, you got the siege. Well, you got they came as swift as the eagle fly, talking about Rome. They came, they made us captives then, ruled over us, and then eventually they put Jerusalem in siege. And then we were scattered to all countries. Then, like you get to 64, we're scattered into all countries. Then after that, you get up to Deuteronomy 28:68, and we got put into the major slavery, which we're still in those places to this very day, going to captivity on ships. That was the last one, but we're still going through the multitude of those curses leading up to it. Go ahead, read that. The scholarship about scalping.
a note on scalp bounties in Pennsylvania by Henry J. Young.
This is just Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
In the early historic period of North America, scalping, according to Mooney's account, was confined to the vicinity of the Iroquoian and Muscohegan tribes.
Iroquois. Yeah, like Iroquois Indians. Mm-hmm.
Had it not been for the handsome rewards offered for scalps by the white men's governments,
By the government. Go ahead.
the vindictive and gruesome practice might never have spread. It did spread, however, over most of the United States, and for this phenomenon, the government of Pennsylvania bears a degree of historical responsibility.
So, see, they had to nail this down to one particular day. Because you got folks getting paid, so they were doing massacres after massacre after massacre. They destroyed millions of the natives here. Go ahead.
Just where or when a bounty for scalps was first offered is not clear, but certainly such bounties were being offered in New England during the first half of the 18th century.
That's 1700s.
It is abundantly clear that Pennsylvania's government proclaimed general bounties for Indian scalps on 3 occasions, in 1756, 1764, and finally in 1780. Moreover, under at least 2 of these proclamation claims were presented, and such claims were duly paid from the public treasury.
All right, now, next book, Lies Across America. Oh, no. So we hit smallpox in another book. This kind of goes more into the story of it. Oh, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Well, we'll skip that. Since we dealt with that partially. Go down to Black Caribs. Or on the computer, I think it just says Caribs. I see how you got it set up. That's nice. It's tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the book right there. Black Caribs.
You got 2 images?
Yeah, I fixed it just now.
Oh, okay. Black Caribs, Garifuna, St. Vincent exiled people in the origin of the, am I saying that? Garifuna, a historical compilation, edited by Thomas Alberto Avila. The Caribs, introduction. The island of St. Vincent has a mixed population of blacks, Orientals, whites, and Caribs. Before the coming of the Europeans and the other races that followed, such as the blacks and the Orientals, St. Vincent was settled by Caribs who exist today on the windward coast of St. Vincent, from Sandy Bay to Fancy. and at Griegs. The island today has very few pure Caribs. Most of them have interbred with the blacks and are now called black Caribs due to the color of their skin.
So hold on 1 second. So you have in other scholarship they call the natives here Tupe-Numba. I hope I got that right because I don't want Eliezer to be laughing at me. Like. But I believe that Tupe-Numba means the blacks of this land. Keep going.
This document describes the life of the Caribs before the Europeans arrived, the struggle to regain their lost land that had been taken away by the Europeans. In addition to the life of the Caribs, it is placed in today's scenario.
So also don't forget, so when Christopher Columbus came and he went to Hispaniola, he took Arawaks as slaves. So Arawaks, Caribs, and others that probably went by different names. Go to the next page.
This was
I really skipped through this. There's a lot in it. But I just picked out like 3 pages, 4 at the most.
This was a blow for the Caribs. Although some Caribs still gave trouble, they were finally subjugated. Among the last to give themselves up were Duval and young Chateauilleur. By 26th of October, 5,080 Caribs had surrendered. Most of the Caribs were then sent to Balikou and later to Bequois on the 25th of February.
That's French. You see how it's switching up? The French white man, the English white man, the Spanish white man, the Portuguese white man.
Well, either way. 25th of February, 1797. Caribs were loaded on the HMS Experiment and carried to the coast of Honduras, stripped out of their homeland. A few Caribs remained and dwelled in the part island called the Carib Country that extends from Black Point to the most northern part of St. Vincent.
St. Vincent, right?
Sandy Bay and Morne Ronde were the more populated villages. The Caribs tried to live in peace in the most rugged and uncultivated land along the windward coast. The black Caribs mostly lived in the village of Griegs that is almost as unfavorable as this area.
So these Caribs were, it didn't say all of them, but Caribs were loaded on this HMS Experiment and carried to the coast of Honduras. Go to the next one. Yeah, there's only 2 more.
During the Central American Wars for Independence from Spain.
See? During the Central American Wars for Independence from Spain. It was a bunch of wars. Bunch of little small wars. Matter of fact, I'll find a video for y'all to see. Share it with everybody. Go ahead.
The Garifuna found themselves again on the losing side. When Honduras became independent, sentiment against Spain and those who fought for Spain were strong. Many Garifuna who had supported Spain during the independence movement fled to Belize, which was under to control of the British. They joined those who had already settled there earlier. This mass migration from the Spanish territories to Belize is remembered annually in the Garifuna towns of Belize as Garifuna Settlement Day, a major holiday. It is celebrated each year on the November 19th, even by Garifuna Belizeans living in the United States.
Belizeans. So Garifuna people that live in Belize or from Belize living in the United States. This is the last one. Then we're going to see this video.
The Guatemalan government officially recognized the importance of the Garifunan community with a visit of their president to the Garifunan town of Livingston on Guatemala's Caribbean coast on Settlement Day in 1996.
That's it. That's all you got to read right there. And see, it says up at the top, I got it written, the Planet Project, and Philip Flores of Livingston. So you can drop the pictures. Give me the video. It's all the way at the bottom.
Play it now?
Yeah, go ahead, play that.
People, Mayans now?
Habla de
And the damn thing is, Maya, everything, no garbage line, nothing there, man.
Why did they come here? Was it?
They come here during the Civil War. When the Civil War in Guatemala, the war never reached here. So they come running and save for safety. What?
Is Livingston the only Jerusalem town?
The one I know in Guatemala, nowhere else. I'm a rebel. I'm a complete outlaw. I'm like Robin Hood.
Do all the
And they hate me. See, this is where Garifuna will start from. Here, this is it. But I make... I think you are really good to look at it. You have a good feeling like that.
you know everyone around town?
Now, leave it.
So that's Philip Flores. I got written in the top of that book. He's like the local scholar of the Garifuna there. So those right there where they're in Guatemala on the coast, and they got there because they were put on a ship and they were trying to transport them. Remember I was saying they would transport you around to different places to displace you? They were transporting them, and the ship wrecked, and they survived and made it to the shore. That's why they're there to this day. That community, he was showing you their community. It's right there on the water. Like they made it to the land right there and still there to this day. But just like most communities over here on this side of the earth, once a white man built up these nations, these places, and started making cities, our people started leaving from where they were and going to the major cities trying to find a better life, mixing in and mingling with all kinds of people. That's why you have to talk to people. You can't look at somebody and be like, oh, you this or you that. You know how many people I don't talk to and they got a white daddy? Yeah, okay, have a nice day. Is what it is. All right, what we got next? How long we been on?
Hour and a half.
Okay, capitalism and slavery. Capitalism and slavery had like 9. I narrowed it down to 3. After we do this capitalism and slavery, we got the biggest one, and we're going to take a break before we do that one. So capitalism and slavery.
Capitalism and Slavery. New introduction by Colin A. Palmer. By Eric Williams. Picture. You got first one up?
Yeah, I got it up.
It is far more probable that Hatui, than the anonymous woman, represented contemporary Indian opinion of their new overlords. England and France and their colonies, followed by the Spanish practice of enslavement of the Indians. There was one conspicuous difference. The attempts of the Spanish crown, however, ineffective to restrict Indian slavery to those who refused to accept Christianity, and to the warlike character speeches, please, that they were cannibals.
That they were cannibals. So, just like the Spanish and the Portuguese. Just like the Spanish and the Portuguese, the English and France, England and France, followed them in enslaving the Indians. Go ahead, Roy. From the
standpoint of the British government, Indian slavery, unlike later Negro slavery, which involved vital imperial interests, was a purely colonial matter. As Lubour writes, the home government was interested in colonial slave conditions and legislation only when the African slave trade was involved.
All right, you can drop that one. Let's go to the one that says capitalism. Page 42 at the top.
The church also supported the slave trade.
See that? So this.
Eliezer says your mic is still off.
No, it's on now.
He's delayed.
Yeah, it's a delay.
They got. The church also supported the slave trade. The Spaniards saw it in an opportunity of converting the heathen, and the Jesuits, Dominicans, and Franciscans were heavily involved in the sugar cultivation, which meant slaveholding.
Hold on, man. They did not care about the other. How is so if they don't convert, you make them slaves? How you care about them? And you're gonna read it to them in a different language now, knowing they can't understand. Man, they the devil. If you're not careful, if you really don't pay attention, they'll get over you every single time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
The story is told of an old elder of the church in Newport who would invariably, the Sunday following the arrival of a slaver from the coast, thank God that another cargo of benighted beings had been brought to a land where they could have the benefit of a gospel dispensation.
Yeah, you understand that. So thank God that these people were put in slavery so that they can come and hear the gospel.
Man.
What kind of thought? You remember they were saying that if you, they had a name for it, but if you tried to flee from slavery, they thought you had some kind of illness.
Devil.
We gonna see.
That's
We
crazy.
gonna see. Damn. Go ahead.
But in general, the British planters opposed Christianity for their slaves. It made them more perverse and intractable, and therefore less valuable. It meant also instruction to the English language, which allowed diverse tribes to get together and plot sedition.
So they didn't want you to learn how to read so you could come together and figure out how to get away from them. Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. All right, next one.
It meant also instruction.
Instruction.
Instruction in the English language, which allowed diverse tribes to get together and plot sedition. There were more material reasons for this opposition. The governor of Barbados in 1695 attributed it to the planters' refusal to give the slaves Sundays and feast days off. And as late as 1823, British public opinion was shocked by the planters' rejection of a proposal to give the Negroes one day in the week in order to permit the abolition of the Negro Sunday market.
Right, so they weren't giving them any, they won't get no days off. You talk about, and you look at our people that don't want to observe the Sabbath. So the Lord's like, okay, I got something for you. You ain't going to be able to get the Sabbath off. You're going to have to work 7 days a week for years. We're going to put this man over top of you. Hold on, finish that. And we're going to hit a verse.
The church obediently towed the line. The Society of the Propagation of the Gospel prohibited Christian instructions to its slaves in Barbados. And
so every step of the way, the church is involved. The church is the one giving them permission to do and to not do. And they doing it. And they behind everything. They always been on one accord, man. And people trying to get you to get in Christianity. You lost your damn mind. Obadiah.
Don't realize how bloody the church is.
How those people are, period. Just look at their works. And then they tell her, oh, you should know them by their fruits. They ain't of God. Shut up. Look at the people you following.
The history of your church is literally riddled with blood.
And they be talking about Islam. Both of them did it. The Christians are way worse.
Didn't they say if the Islam had us a little longer, they would have been as bad as Esau? Wait,
No, they had us longer.
they had us for like a. I'm trying to.
Give me verse 5.
the book of Obadiah, verse 5. If these came to thee, If robbers by night, how art dark cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Would they have not stolen till they had enough? Bro, they steal the land and the people and all of their damn resources, like I said earlier, didn't make you work for it, make you work for them, cultivate this stuff, and then sell it back to you.
Still
And they
going
doing
on.
that in Africa now.
Just about to say that. It's still going on in Africa.
You're going to mine the stuff out there, get it for next to nothing, then take it back to your country, make it into whatever, and then sell it back to them.
And then they make you dependent on them, even though you got the mine in your country right next to you.
And try to make you feel bad because you don't want to follow it anymore. Like, what's his name? Trejor?
That's the commander over there, that leader?
Yeah, the leader over there in Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
They're like, no, get the hell out. Bye, get the hell out. You and your colonialism.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
So all this stuff showing you who Esau is, and people can't see it. They're blinded, like the scripture says.
It's clear who Esau is. It's
Obviously.
evident.
They don't want to see it.
Nope.
You know that you will never hear the Arabs going everywhere trying to take over everywhere. You hear white people. That's it. Come on, bro.
Damn. Give me verse 10, and then we're going to move on. Then we're going to take a break.
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. And
So the violence that they've been doing have been against their brother, mainly. Other nations are involved, but their main focus is Jacob. That's why they're going to Africa. If you black, if you got black skin, you getting caught up. You getting caught up. Might not be for you. You might be another nation, but you still gonna catch it anyway because you look like them.
and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And ever.
Forever. All right. Keep God's commandments. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back, y'all.
Keep my commandments, that's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. Keep God's commandments, it's the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. If you love me, keep my commandments. New mercies every day, that's what the scriptures say. But that doesn't mean continue to live this way. A righteous man falls down and gets back up again. But the wicked shall fall again and again. You know you got to keep God's commandments. Keep my commandments, that's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. Keep God's commandments, it's the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. as to us what is pleasing to our Elohim. Keep my commandments, that's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. Keep God's commandments, it's the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. I love y'all, Israel.
All right, shalom, y'all. We back. We're going to our last book. Open Veins of Latin America. Eduardo Galeano, I guess. I'm not the expert with the Spanish.
Yeah, I think you got pretty close.
Nah, that was pretty close, man. I would have thought you was Hispanic.
Open Veins of Latin America. 5 centuries of the pillage of a continent.
That's what that man do. He's stealing them grapes and any damn thing else growing on the tree, and the tree itself, and the roots.
Native Americans teach you how to farm, teach you how to survive a winter.
And what are you doing in return? Kill them.
Kill them.
Is it up? Yeah.
Yep. In 1581, Philip II told the Audiencia of Guadalajara that a third of Latin America's Indians had already been wiped out.
Damn.
And that those who survived were
Hold on, that's 1581. A third of Latin American Indians had already been wiped out. Damn.
and that those who survived were compelled to pay the tributes for the dead.
You know what? I should have taken a screen record from the movie Apocalypto when they saw the white man coming on them damn ships. Damn. All right, go ahead.
The monarch added that the Indians were bought and sold, that they slept in the open air, and that mothers killed their children to save them from the torture of the mines.
That's the same thing you see on Amistad when the lady took her baby and they dived in the ocean. But you know the Lord gonna make them come right back and still do that damn punishment, man.
Yet the crown's hypocrisy has smaller limits than the empire. It received a fifth of the value of the metals extracted by its subjects in all of the Spanish New World, as well as other texts.
So that means the crown, that means the rulership.
Mm-hmm.
The rulership got 1/5 of all of it. Go ahead.
It received a fifth of the value of the metals extracted by its subjects in all the Spanish New World, as well as other taxes, and the Portuguese crown was to have the same arrangement in 18th century Brazil. Latin America's silver and gold, as Engels put it, penetrated like a corrosive acid through all the pores of the Europe's moribund feudal society, and for the benefit of nascent mercantilist capitalism, the mining entrepreneurs turned Indians and black slaves into a teeming external proletariat of the European economy. Greco-Roman slavery was revived in a different world.
So Greece and Rome thrived because of slavery. Big time. It's them all over again. Go ahead.
To the plight of the Indians of the exterminated Latin American civilizations was added the ghastly fate of the black seeds from the African villages to toil in Brazil and the Antilles.
Yeah, so you got the greater and lesser Antilles. So not only the natives were overcome, but also they went into Africa taking the damn Southern Kingdom and some of Northern Kingdom from there, putting them in captivity right along with them. That's why all the brothers understand over here is the bulk of Israel. Period. Millions were bought here and millions were here. Go ahead.
The colonial Latin American economy enjoyed the most highly concentrated labor force known until that time, making possible the greatest concentration of wealth ever enjoyed by any civilization in world history.
Damn. Hold up.
That's crazy.
Hold up. Read that part again. The
colonial Latin American economy enjoyed the most highly concentrated labor force known until that time, making possible the greatest concentration of wealth ever enjoyed by any civilization in world history.
Revelation 18. Damn. 4 or 5. Give me verse 2 first, then we're going to jump.
Book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Verse 2.
18.
Yeah, Revelation 18 and verse 2, and then we're going to jump down to verse 7. So we read 2 just so that people would know this is talking about Babylon the Great, which is America. And it's also the West. And being run by the Israelis, or Amalek, Idumea. Verse 7.
How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
See, so these people have lived gloriously and deliciously off of everybody else's damn labor and their resources. Excuse me. Verse 8.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
Jump down to pick up at 11.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more.
Right. They got all the money here and buying all the merchandise from everywhere. Commerce. But they take everybody's resources and money and gold and just buy up everything. And if you look like you trying to build yourself up or your country up to be able to go against them, you getting overthrown. They're trying to overthrow at least 5 countries right now. Go ahead.
The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk, and scarlet, and all thine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble, and cinnamon and odors and ointments, and frankincense and wine, and oil and fine flour and wheat, and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots, and slaves and souls of men.
And slaves and souls of men. Damn. Not buying slaves and souls of men. So they overcame the natives and made the natives here slaves, but they bought our people from other places, including mainly Africa, but other places too, and sold them over here. You can't get around these prophecies. You can't. All right, we can drop this. Where we at?
The next one. We just finished that one.
I'm going back to it now.
Well, no, you're pretty much finished. You were done with it.
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah.
World history.
You are on. He's finishing up for.
Does it say 30? No, he finished it. It's 30. It's the one that says 30 and 37.5 million.
Yeah, that's.
The first paragraph is the price of the tide.
Yeah, he was he.
I hadn't even started it yet. I just finished where it said world history. That was the last slide.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We want 4.
All right.
The price of the tide of avarice, terror, and ferocity bearing down on these regions was Indian genocide.
Damn.
The best recent investigations credit pre-Columbian Mexico with a population between 30 and 37.5 million, and the Andean region is estimated to have possessed a similar number. Central America had between 10 and 13 million. The Indians of the Americas totaled no less than 70 million when the foreign conquerors appeared on the horizon. A century and a half later, they had been reduced to 3.5 million.
Damn. Blood. You know, and Habakkuk it said, woe to him that buildeth his city with blood, man.
And that's over a century and a half. So they were still, I'm sure they were still reproducing. So you still, it's probably more than just that difference right there. In 1685, only 4,000 Indian families remained of the more than 2 million that had once lived between Lima and Paita, according to the Marquis of Baranas.
So this is, it's not 3.5. I mean, it's not 4,000.
Indian
Well,
families.
3.5 million. Oh no, I'm wrong. In 1685, only 4,000 families remained, of more than 2 million families. And people are waiting. They got people fooled into thinking that they're waiting for the Antichrist to come. All right, let's. At the end of Holy Week, what's that one?
Masters of Indian Pongos, domestic servants.
That's what that means, Pongos.
Were still offering them for hire in La Paz newspapers at the beginning of our century, until the revolution of 1952 restored and forgotten right of dignity to Bolivian Indians. The Pongos slept beside the dog, ate the leftovers of his dinner, and knelt when speaking to anyone with a white skin.
Damn.
Four-legged beasts of burden were scarce in the conquistadors' time, and they used Indian backs to transport their baggage. Even to this day, Aymara and Quechua porters can be seen all over the Andean Altiplano, carrying loads for a crust of bread.
Altiplano. Go ahead.
Pneumoconiosis was Latin America's first occupational disease, and the lungs of today's Bolivian miner refused to continue functioning at the age of 35.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but this said that picture said 1952 until 1952.
Yeah.
So basically, this was my grandparents' time, and this stopped during my grandparents' time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to clear that up.
Yeah. It wasn't long ago, like 75 years, around the same time, just after Israel became a state, and they started punishing the hell out of whatchamacallit with their colonialism.
So this is during my great grandmother.
So the stuff that we're watching happen in Gaza right now, we're reading how it happened in many other places. That's why people say, oh, no, they're colonial settlers. Because they're doing exactly what colonial freaking settlers do. All right, give me the next one. Oh, okay.
The implacable silica dust impregnates his skin, cracks his face and hands, and destroys his sense of smell and taste, hardens and kills his lungs.
So we're going to see a picture of these people. You've seen these people, man. These Peruvian people, and their skin is just, it looks terrible.
That sounds like COVID.
Sound like asbestos. We work with silica.
So they got, but no, they have them people working in mines and stuff.
Yeah, it's not a disease. It's like fibers in your body.
Oh yeah, I know
in your
asbestos is fibers in your lungs. You can't get it out your lungs. So.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, so basically it's like this.
yeah.
But it messes your skin and everything up, makes you age. It's like by the time they're 35, they're ready to die.
Yeah, so their lungs is no good.
They're not getting no oxygen. All right, go ahead.
Tourists love to photograph Altiplano natives
Altiplano natives. Remember that because we're going to look at their picture.
in their native costumes, unaware that these were imposed by Charles III at the end of the 18th century.
So when you see these people, these Peruvian people, like, what's the restaurant? Canastas? And they had those pictures. That's Peruvian. That's who it's talking about. But what it's telling you, like when you see how they dress, and everybody thinks that this is how the natives dress there. He's telling you no. That's something that the Spaniards made them do. Is it Spaniards or Portuguese? The Spaniards made them. Yeah, read that.
The dresses that the Spaniards made Indian females were copied from the regional costumes of Extremadura and Andalusian and Basque peasant women.
Yeah, so and that's in Portugal. Well, Spain and Portugal. That's Andalusia. Andalusia was Spain and Portugal together because Portugal's small. But it comes from over there. They made them start dressing like that. And people be like, oh, look at how they dress. Shut up. Go ahead.
And the center part hairstyle was imposed by Viceroy Toledo.
So, and how they wear their hair they made them do that too. Go ahead.
The same was not true of the consumption of coca, which already existed in Inca times.
Uh-oh.
But coca was distributed in moderation.
We'll get to that. Give me the picture now of Altiplano. Look at that.
Where is it at?
Mm,
Oh, wait, Peruvian Altiplano.
yep.
Skin looks like garbage.
Now, I did have a picture of them, of the Basque women wearing it, but it was a web page, so it would not allow me to put it on here. Excuse me, there it is. That is not what they used to wear before the Spanish and the Portuguese came and took them over and made them follow after their customs. I was going to say covenant. Now let's go to the next one. Yeah, with a coca. Pick up at the top of that page. Anybody that's in the Catholic Church, you need to pay attention to this right here. Catholic Church is the ones, they got their permission to do all this evil, wicked stuff through them. And their rulers. Their king and queen. Go ahead.
But coca was then distributed in moderation. The Inca government had a monopoly on it and only permitted its use for ritual purposes or for those who worked in the mines. The Spaniards energetically stimulated its consumption.
Uh-oh.
It was good business.
Uh-oh. See, it's good business. We want you to work hard and make us rich. Break your back. Kill yourself. Because if you don't do that, then you'll never get nowhere in life. You got to work hard. Go ahead.
In Potosi, in the 16th century, as much was spent on European clothes for the oppressors as on coca for the oppressed. In Cusco, 400 Spanish merchants lived off the cocoa traffic.
Whoa. So what that made them? Sean hit that Jay right on the head. He looked up like, drug traffickers.
Remember, because me and he was reading this the other day.
Yeah, go ahead.
Every year, 100,000 baskets with 1 million kilos of coca leaf entered the Potosi silver mines.
They were selling them that much coke, man, to keep them wired up so they could make them all kinds of money.
The church took a tax from the drug.
Exactly. They had to pay tithes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's tithes. 10% of your earnings of getting them hooked on coke.
10% of your food.
Damn. Go ahead.
The Inca historian Garcilaso de la Vega tells us in his Commentaries Reales Quad que tratan del origen de los Incas that the bishop, canons, and other Cusco church dignitaries got most of their income from tithes on coca.
Damn.
You sound like the one white boy Spanish.
But check out what he's saying though. The bishop, canons, and other Cusco church dignitaries got most of their income from tithes on the coke. Yep. Original kingpins. All right, go to the next one. Oh, I'm done, bro.
Exiled in their own land, condemned to an internal exodus, Latin America's native peoples were pushed into the poorest areas, arid mountains, in the middle deserts.
But that goes into Esau living in the fatness of the earth, overtaking stuff and then pushing the common people, the people that it belonged to, pushing them to the bottom. They did this stuff all over the place. They did this India, the Philippines. What's that other joint the Spanish took over?
What are you talking about?
On that side of the earth over there.
Philippines, Guatemala.
That's not over there though. But the Philippines, yeah, it might be the Philippines. I know my granddad was telling me about. He was stationed in the Philippines for a while. But they did the same thing everywhere, man. They go and just take over everything, and the common folks is at the bottom. Look at the islands in the Pacific, Melanesia, Polynesia, did the same thing there. Their rulers, they went down to the ground. Remember when we were talking about coups, how they set up coups everywhere, and in the early 1900s, Dole banana.
Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii. The government overthrew Hawaii for them. That's why you still have Dole banana to this day, over 100 years later. Damn. All right. Enough of me running my mouth. Go ahead.
As the dominant civilization extended its frontiers, the Indians have suffered and continue to suffer the curse of their own wealth. That is the drama of all Latin America. When placer gold was discovered in Nicaragua's Rio Bluefields, the Carca Indians were quickly expelled far from their riparian lands. And the same happened with the Indians in all the fertile valleys and rich subsoil lands.
If you got any kind of resources, they coming. Like Trump let it out the bag one day when he was talking about Iraq. It was like, we got the oil. They want control of your resources. They want to make you like Venezuela. Mm-hmm. They say they got the most oil of any land in the world, but they poor as hell.
You heard what Jerry Jones said?
What?
He said, he said they got how many ever barrels of oil in Venezuela right now. That's why I'm talking to you and not worried about my defense. Hey, look, and the Cowboys worth a lot, $10 billion or something like that. He's still looking like, hold on, I got to see what's going on down here in South America.
$10 billion. He's trying to get more money.
He said they'd get him $100 billion.
And he got about 100 days. That man old. I ain't wishing death on him. That man old. But it's just like it's just the greed, man.
They're gonna hit 100, bro.
But it all go back to that same spirit, man. Like they're jealous of not having any inheritance, not having the inheritance. I just feel like it's the same spirit from the very jump. Should have put it in Walmart.
Care less about the Cowboys. You care nothing about that. All right. It says 48 open veins in Latin America. The massacres of Indians.
The massacres of Indians that began with Columbus never stopped. And
Damn. Hundreds of years. Go ahead.
In Uruguay and Argentine Patagonia, they were exterminated during the last century by troops that hunted them down and penned them in force or in the desert, so that they might not disturb the organized advance of cattle latifundia. The Yaqui Indians of the Mexican state of Sonora were drowned in blood so that their lands and rich in minerals could be sold without any unpleasantness to various U.S. capitalists. Survivors were deported to plantations in Yucatan, and Yucatan Peninsula became not only the cemetery of the Mayas, who had been its owners, but also the Yaquis, who came from afar. All right, I'm switching. Afar. At the beginning of our century, the 50 kings of Hennequin had more than 100,000 Indian slaves on their plantations.
Damn! 100,000!
Despite the exceptional physical endurance of the strapping, handsome Yaquis, 2/3 of them died during the first year of slave labor. That's crazy. In our day, Hennequin can compete with the synthetic fiber substitutes only because of the workers' abysmally low standards of living. Things have certainly changed, but not as much, at least for the natives of Yucatan, as some believe. The living conditions of these workers are much like slave labor, says one contemporary authority.
So I guess that's even to this day. Their living conditions is like slave labor. Come on.
On the Andean slopes near Bogota, the Indian peon still must give a day's work without pay to get the hacendado's permission to farm his own plot.
Damn!
On moonlit
To
nights.
farm his own plot. I mean, so you couldn't even, basically you can't do nothing for yourself until you take care of your master first.
As the Rene Dumont says, this Indian's ancestors, answering to no man, used once to cultivate the rich soil of the ownerless.
Damn, hacienda, to get the hacienda's permission. I guess that's plantation. I must have looked it up and it says plantation. Damn. Used to cultivate the rich soil of the ownerless plain.
Hacendado means the owner of, basically is the owner of the store. It's a store owner. And it's basically a wealthy landowner.
Oh, yeah, so the plantation owner in that context. Okay. Next one.
Now he works for nothing to gain the right to cultivate the poor slopes of the mountain. Not even Indians isolated in the depths of the forest are safe in our day. At the beginning of this century, 230 tribes survived in Brazil. Since then, 90 have disappeared, erased from the planet by firearms and microbes, violence and disease, the advance guard of civilization. For the Indian, contact with the white man continues to be contact with death.
Damn.
Read
it again.
For the Indian, contact with the white man continues to be contact with death.
Let me do Deuteronomy 28 and 33. So I'm going to read that from with violence. It said violence. Oh, no. Erased from the planet by firearms and microbes. That's disease. Oh, yeah. Violence and disease. The advanced guard of civilization. So the white man is supposed to be the guard of civilization, the mover and pusher of civilization. But everywhere they go is violence and disease. For the Indian, contact with the white man continues to be contact with death. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall be a nation which thou knowest not eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway.
Man.
This is a cut to them dudes in this group, bro. That garbage.
They don't know nothing, bro.
Like, they don't know.
And you can't tell them nothing. Read the next verse and then we're going to drop that.
So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
Damn. All right, back to the scholarship. Contact with death, man. So Obadiah said, thou art greatly despised. See, waiting on you.
I just want to make sure it was up. Every legal... Are we still on the last one, are you? Unless you want to drop it.
No, we gotta read that. Damn.
Every legal dispensation since 1537 meant to protect Brazil's Indians has been turned against them. Under every Brazilian constitution, they are the original and natural masters of the land they occupy. But the richer that virgin land proves to be, the greater the threat hanging over.
Damn. They coming for your resources. I guess pick up at avarice. Well, no, it's not connecting.
The avarice of Brazilian adventures as never before. The Indians die out, leaving no trace, and the land is sold for dollars to the new interested parties. Gold and other plentiful minerals, timber and rubber, riches whose commercial value the Indians are not even aware of.
Damn.
Recur in the reports of each of the few investigations that have been made. It is known that the Indians have been machine gunned from helicopters and light airplanes and inoculated with smallpox virus.
Damn, they did it there too.
They do the same thing everywhere they go.
This is why I look at, even if you're not out of seed of Israel, right, and you're a native or you're, Hispanic or whatever, right, and when I see them and they keeping Thanksgiving and these holidays, I be looking at them like they got 7 damn heads, man. What is wrong with you? Look at what these people did to you. So they don't never bring this stuff up. You got to dig for the history. You see, the only thing you're going to hear is, oh, the Holocaust. Oh, October 7th.
Forget.
Man, let me tell you, if we make it to the kingdom and I hear October 7th, I'm slapping fire out of somebody. You hear me?
October 7th anyway.
It's when Hamas... yeah, man, in them Jewish circles, you're going to hear that all the time. Do you condemn what Hamas did on October 7th? The hell up. It's too late. Everybody knows now. The world is seeing Esau for who he truly is. Their days are numbered. The handwriting is on the wall and in the sand. Go ahead.
That dynamite has been tossed into their villages.
Damn.
And that they have been given gifts of sugar mixed with strychnine, and salt mixed with arsenic.
Oh, strychnine.
Strychnine.
Damn.
And
That'll kill him.
And salt mixed with arsenic.
That'll kill him too.
The director of the Indian Protection Service, named by the Castelo Branco dictatorship to clean up its administration, was himself accused, with proof, of committing 42 different kinds of crimes against the Indians. That scandal broke in 1968.
Damn.
That's insane.
Damn.
But I'm saying
that's my lifetime.
The person you put in place to clean it up continued more atrocities.
My grandmother was 14 years old.
Man, my dad was born around that time.
All right, what you got next?
14 and 15.
Oh, we almost done.
2 hours and 20 minutes later.
That don't matter. This information got to go out. We ain't get to go to the damn street, man. Anyway, let's roll. I don't even know where to start because it don't connect.
In a continuous annual cycle, they leave their sacred lands, highlands, where each small farm is the size of a corpse, to contribute 200,000 pairs of hands to the harvesting of coffee, cotton, and sugar in the lowlands.
Damn.
They are transported in trucks like cattle, and it is not always need, but sometimes liquor, that makes them decide to go.
So hold on. So they piling on these trucks and being carried so that they can do the bidding of their slave masters, wherever they come from. They know they come from Europe. So they piling on these trucks going to make them some money. And the land that they got, they don't have the fertile land. Because the white man got the fertile land. And it says sometimes liquor. So they're hooked on liquor and they're hooked on cocaine.
What that sound like?
These people got a lot of stuff to answer to, man. Go ahead.
The contractors provide a marimba band, and plenty of aguardiente.
What's that, liquor?
Yep, that's liquor. Distilled spirits.
And when the Indian sobers up, he is already in debt.
Damn! Damn, man!
He will pay it off for laboring on hot and strange lands, which perhaps with a few centavos in his pocket, perhaps with tuberculosis or malaria, he will leave after a few months. The army collaborates efficiently in the task of convincing the reluctant. Expropriation of the Indians, usurpation of the lands and their labor, has gone hand in hand in its racist attitudes.
All right, last one, y'all. Last one.
Preto miners prefer blacks shipped from the little beach of Ouida on the Gulf of Guinea because
Ouida, a.k.a. Judah.
Because they were more vigorous.
But notice how it said it preferred them. Mm-hmm. That's another thing, too. It's in one of my books. Certain plantations or like areas, they liked a particular type of slave. But you'll get a knucklehead to show me where they said put this from this tribe on this ship. You ain't in control of that. The Lord was in control of that. And the Englishmen wanted a particular type of slave. They got the tribe of Judah, you damn dummy. Damn.
Because they were more vigorous, lasted somewhat longer, and had the magic power to find gold.
Damn. Like Solomon. I need some flakes for my hair. Go ahead.
Every miner also needed a black mistress from Ouida to bring him luck on his expeditions. Oro Preto's appetite for slaves became insatiable. They expired in short order, only in rare cases and during the 7 years of continuous labor.
Damn.
Yet the Portuguese were meticulous in baptizing them all before they crossed the Atlantic.
Oh, my God.
Man, I feel like I seen a reenactment of that, too. When they were supposed to be accepting Christianity and getting baptized, they was getting put on the ships.
Yeah.
And once in Brazil, they were obligated to attend Mass, although they were not allowed to sit in the pews or to enter the chancel. The gold explosion not only increased the importation of slaves, but absorbed a good part of the black labor from the sugar and tobacco plantations elsewhere in Brazil, leaving them without hands.
Right.
This further shows that, I mean, of course, we're scattered everywhere, but this shows these Old Testament Israelites and these Judah only, that the Hispanics were going through the same thing. The Indians were going through literally the same thing.
Yeah.
If we was to put up pictures of black slaves, Indian slaves, and Hispanic slaves, say which one is which.
Okay, well, the video we watched before the break, that was the black Caribs. Unfortunately, didn't get a picture of the Arawaks. No, you good. Because we about to close out. So, we got one more picture to look at. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's your cue.
One more, and that is the 80. That's Happy Thanksgiving from the ADL.
Yeah, I see that.
Damn doubles.
Hate and anti-Semitism have been so prevalent this year.
Hey, look at that.
And we did a
What? Man, what freaking anti-Semitism is he talking about? This dude they go around looking for incidents, hoping that something happens. And usually when something happens, it be their own damn people faking it. Anti-Semitism. That's how he's the reason that I ran across Norm Finkelstein, because I was like, oh, okay, let me see what this anti-Semitism about. And I go to this documentary, and the dude comes from Israel to the U.S. looking to see what the anti-Semitism is. He's sitting in the office, and they get a phone call. Oh, is an incident happened. I can't remember where the people was, but the policeman said something, called the lady Jewish or something. It was stupid. And then that's when he found Norman Finkelstein, and Finkelstein was telling him, like, this is a whole bunch of garbage. Don't nothing be happening. And he went and talked to some black kids, and it was like, are there incidents of anti-Semitism around here? It was like, hey, we don't fool with them people. They'll get you locked up. They'll get you locked up quick, get you more time and everything. They be making up stuff to try to make Jewish people want to support the state of Israel or to go live in the state of Israel so that they can keep the land. You got to have resources to keep the land. That's why the United States is always sending money. And that damn wicked ass, what you call them, Christian Zionist movement sends them all kinds of money and support. Them people are wicked as hell. Anyway, read that.
Hate and anti-Semitism have been so prevalent this year, but I'm grateful for everyone that's remained vigilant through all of it. The fight continues, but because of your hard work, we're making real change. Happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours.
So he's saying Happy Thanksgiving. What does he got to do with Happy Thanksgiving over here? Huh? You know what? I tell you what he got to do with it. Because the Jewish people was involved in the slave trade. They was involved with the conquistadors.
I was gonna say I read this with different intent. Like the fight continues, but because of your man, all the hard work you guys been doing the last thousands of years over here. I look at it like he really mean that in a different kind of way.
And
the fight continues.
And he says, because of your hard work, we're making real change. Happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. What are they doing in Israel? They doing the exact same damn thing that we've been reading for the last 2.5 hours. Killing people and stealing their damn land. And then they're going to holler anti-Semitism on top of it. It's freaking colonial genocide is what they doing over there. The same thing that was done over here. And if they successful, they're going to set aside a day for their happy damn Thanksgiving. They're going to do the same damn thing because they're the same damn people. I'm sorry.
We just did all of that class for nothing. You know they ain't going to let this ride. He finished it with that. We did all of this about to get clipped.
Oh, I didn't say the J word, did I?
I think you threw something.
Oh, I said the G. That's okay.
Okay.
Grab and download it. As soon as it's over. Man. You know what? That's going to do it for Thanksgiving. Y'all better not go and celebrate this thing, man. Do not celebrate these feast days of these wicked people. Any of that stuff. The Lord gave us feast days. Leviticus 23.
Verse 1.
Verse 2.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts.
These are the holy days. Go ahead.
6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of rest. In holy convocation ye shall do no work therein. It is a Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Which the natives was trying to do. Excuse me. What the guy said. He came over and he saw him keeping the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
Come on.
In the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread.
Now, okay. Now, finish that verse.
7 days ye must is a feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Give me is it 21?
24.
No, 21.
Verse 21, and ye shall proclaim on the self same day that it be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile
Oh
work.
no, my bad. 16. 16 is where it's at. Then 21, because it's giving ordinances in between all that.
Verse 16, even unto the morrow after the seventh Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
Yeah, that's Pentecost, a.k.a. the Feast of Weeks. Now 21.
Verse 21, and ye shall proclaim on the self same day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in your dwellings throughout your generations.
Verse 24.
Verse 24, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation.
27.
Also, on the 10th day of this month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and you shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Now, verse 34.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord.
Chapter 10. What the hell? Or maybe it's Numbers. Yeah, Numbers 10 and 10. I'm sorry.
The book of Numbers, chapter 10 and verse 10. Also in the day of your gladness and in your solemn days and in the beginnings of your months, ye shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your Lord, before your God. I am the Lord your God.
All right, and the last one, John 10. John 10 and 22.
The book of St. John, chapter 10 and verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter.
So with that being the last one, there's a couple of minor ones that's, not holy convocations and stuff, but days of memorial. But we got plenty of feast days. Not 95, like the Catholic Church, and then reduced it to 27.
And we got our new moons.
People is madness. The Lord gave us feast days to keep, to come together and be amongst ourselves and reverence Him. Lord's will, we make it to the kingdom and we go and keep them feast days before Him. Before Him. Matter of fact, in the kingdom, we all gonna be there together. We're gonna be in our land together. It ain't gonna be nothing to get together. All praises to the Most High. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's class. Colonial Genocide, aka Thanksgiving. I'm Brother Jacob.
Brother Roy.
With that, we say
Shalom.
Shalom.
Makes me feel fine. Just do it.
Jerry, I see you. What up?
Let's get it. Hit 'em. I done seen people that talk about God, but love is an action they don't want to do. It's easy to preach about love when you never consider commandments that apply to you. Why do we look at the heathen and think that Yahweh shall mercy a part of them too? Listen, the judgment that's written for all of the heathen. Don't jump in and leave out the blue. I done seen criminals guilty of killing a whole bunch of people. They plead in the case. Just cause they singing how sorry they are, don't mean that their crime can just be erased. We gotta start treating nations the way that they treated our people when we was in chains. So they gotta do the same labor we did. The tables gon' turn, they'll do it in flames. Skillet be popping, grease be popping. Be not deceived, my music get bustin'. I ain't gotta talk about drugs or women or money, just listen, I ain't even cussing. I just figured that our people need more than the highest some judges to think that they stuntin'. I just be whipping these bars off the top of my head, the stove, I ain't even stuffing. Ain't even thinking of what I could do if I came in the Jew back when I was a child. Nation be cleaving the heathen, be thinking they really got soft, but they jocking our style. Fact that we still in captivity, thinking we thrive from pride right now is wild. I give all praise to Yahweh, I came on the scene, no sin, no pride, no gal. Easy to think about heavenly gifts when you sit around thinking you won't have no trials. The Lord say you must go through